Thank you all for being here today. This is a regular meeting of the Subcommittee on Oversight. The women sitting in front of us today, you shouldn't have to be here. You shouldn't have to have a hearing on this topic. And what you should have, and we can't do, is to have your children back. But the systems of governing across this country have failed you. So you're here, and damn it, we're going to listen to you. Folks have said on the other side sometimes a lot of things in defense of sanctuary city policies. And I say, tell that to Laura Wilkerson, whose 18-year-old son Joshua was murdered by an illegal alien from Belize. He was beaten with a wooden rod. His hands and feet were bound. His body was set on fire, and I'm sorry, I even have to say this. And he was left in a field. Joshua gave his killer a ride home from school that day. That was Joshua's crime. That's the kind of kid that he was. Tell it to Patricia Fox, whose daughter Carissa was riding on the back of a motorcycle with an illegal alien with no license and no insurance cut across 3 lanes of traffic and hit her. And then he fled the scene and left her for dead. Tell that to Jen Heiling, whose son Brady, 19 years old, a football and track athlete who had turned down college scholarships just to stay close to his family and his girlfriend, was murdered, when a drunk illegal alien drove the wrong way on an interstate at a blood alcohol level just about 3 times the legal limit. So go ahead, tell them sanctuary policies make communities safer. Look them in the eye and say that. Tell them that blindly letting in millions of unknown people into this country makes us safer. It doesn't. We know it. It doesn't. And I know all of you know it. Yet here we are. This is a direct, documented, undeniable line between the policy choices that have directly led to the deaths of innocent Americans. In New York, failure to honor ICE detainers resulted in the release of 6,947 criminal illegal aliens, almost 7,000, with crimes ranging from 29 homicides, 2,500 assaults, 200 burglaries, 300 robberies, 400 dangerous drug offenses, 300 weapons offenses, and 200 sexual predatory offenses. In Illinois, they had the man who shot and killed Sheridan Gorman, an 18-year-old freshman, walk in a park with her friends in custody. But they let him go. And we know, because this committee obtained the Border Patrol documents when Jose Medina crossed into this country, he made no asylum claim, and agents determined he was unlikely to run away. And look what he did. And the Biden administration released him anyway into our communities, onto our streets, into the park where Sheridan Gorman was walking with her friends. These same sanctuary policies protected the man who killed Katie Abraham, an Ohio University student who was sitting at a car, stopped at a red light, when a drunk, illegal alien who had already been deported once before slammed into her at 78 miles an hour and left the scene. He was driving on a fake identity with fake documents under a fake name. He had gone to 3 different bars that night. Sanctuary policies protected the man who killed Richard Williams, his seniors too, an 83-year-old veteran, an Air Force veteran who was standing on a subway platform, not bothering anybody, who served his country. When Mr. Hernandez, a Honduran national who had been deported from this country 4 times with 15 prior criminal charges. 15! How many times does it take for us to learn? He came up behind him and he shoved him on the tracks. They call these policies sanctuary to make them sound nice. I want to let you know what I call it. I call it negligence. I call it a dereliction of our duty to protect the American people that we serve. when your policies repeatedly release dangerous criminals who go on to kill innocent Americans over and over again, and you do it knowingly, and I don't mean to be harsh, but the only word I can think of is murder. An ICE detainer doesn't ask for much. Hold a person who has committed a crime for 48 hours so federal agents can take them into custody. 2 days. That's all they asked. And these governors and these mayors and these officials were all sitting in our comfortable offices in our ivory towers, continuing to ignore the duty and ignore the safety of their constituents, and it continues to lead to one tragedy after another. We have had too many different types of hearings on this, and yet it continues. That's why I applaud all of you when we talked in the back, that you have the guts, that you have the strength, that you have the love in your heart for those that you lost, and the love in your heart to try to help other Americans, to try to change the system. You asked me back there, do the good guys win? Not all the time, but damn it, it's worth the effort, and you gotta try to win. This is worth the effort that you all are making. I mean it, I thank you. That's why I call this hearing, not for shrewd arguments, not for talking points, not for technicalities, not for all the legal words and the legalese. It's just a hearing for people. I wanted to hear from real people. I didn't want to hear from, and we put plenty of attorneys up there too, so I'm not being critical, Mr. Romanucci, but I wanted to hear from the American people who have been hurt and want to make a difference. I called this hearing. I called it for Joshua. I called this hearing for Carissa. I called this hearing for Brady. I called this hearing for Haley, for Sheridan, and Katie, and Richard, and Stephanie. Do you want me to read all the names? I don't think you do, because it hurts. These are real people, and they're real tragedies, real pain and real hurt. And you know what? Condolences don't do it. Feeling sorry doesn't do it. The words don't do it. Speeches like the speech I'm giving now, it can't suffice. It can't do it. And I don't want anybody to sit here. I've heard people say, and I say this as a father and now the grandfather of two little ones, don't say you know how you feel, because we don't know how you feel. We will never, pray to God, know how you feel. Nobody can unless you go through it. Nobody knows how you feel. So I'm going to ask all of us today that sit up here on this dais, and more will be coming in, to look you all in the eyes and to look at you directly and to listen to you. And I want all of us to hear for ourselves the failure of sanctuary policies. And I thank you.